Hi Taurus, welcome to your mid-March 2021. 22 General Tarot update. It's Rena here. Oh, good. Thank God. Oh, very nice. So you got a lot of major arcana cards, and this is, some of you may be experiencing the eclipses in April and March, and maybe that's why there's so many major arcana cards here, because of that, what it represents, which is a lot of change. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Hangman, and remember that we're focusing now on the first half of March. And so the Hangman is about feeling like you're in suspension. Maybe you feel like you are in a place where you're in no man's land for some reason. You're waiting for something. What are you waiting for? What is it that you feel like you need to do at a later date? And it might be in your mind. It might not be something, but there might be something that maybe there's a job, a tantalizing job, and you keep getting, you keep calling back and saying, have you seen my resume? Have you seen my application? And they're saying, yeah, we're still mulling it over, or what have you, or a relationship that you really want to make happen, but there's something that is keeping you from being able to do that. And in the past position, we have the Five of Wands. So this can be a card of conflict, of some sort of it also can be like if you're dating someone and they refuse to commit to one person, then you may feel this sense of like, when are they going to just date me? Like a Taurus person wouldn't particularly enjoy that setup, but it really is, I think it really is a good idea to do something like that, to date different people. But I'm talking about actual dating. I'm not talking about anything else. So that you can get an idea of, what another person is like on a deep level, and really get to know different people, not just like put all your eggs into one basket, in other words. But you may feel this sense of having to compete with other people for this person. I think of the Taurus person who has Venus in Aries, and sometimes Venus or Mars in Aries, and enjoys a good fight. That's that sense of the thrill of the chase type of thing. But after a while, you could be like, how much do I have to chase? Like, I feel like I'm in limbo here. Like, we can't really start a relationship. Or if it's kind of more of a physical connection and you're looking for a more permanent one, I think that can be a definite trap that a Taurus person could get into, where lust becomes a trap. You're hoping that it turns into a permanent relationship, but when it proves elusive, then you may feel this sense of, where is this going? The higher message is the Nine of Swords, which is a card of anxiety. And I think in some cases, it's basically telling you that if you're allowing yourself to be kept strung along, then it is going to lead to that it's leading to uncomfortable feelings. And you have the key. You don't have to do this, but you may feel that you want to for some reason. You may feel like this person, or if it's a job situation, is so worth it to you that you're willing to just like wait. And of course, Taurus is the sign that is supposed to be so patient, but that can be a liability when a person never seems to make that decision to end something that is like in a limbo like state, So the person who is in love with a married man or woman may feel like they can wait for that person to leave their spouse, but as the days and months drag on, eventually, if they're not careful, they could wait their life away, and that would be very tragic. So looking at what this situation that you're allowing is doing to you emotionally is important. What crosses you is the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be a card of religious figures, the clergy, but in the challenge position, and this is, by the way, connected to Taurus, but in the challenge position, it can be somebody who is turning their back on the spiritual and maybe being too material, or turning your back on the path that is less conventional. Maybe there's excessive conformity going on because the person isn't willing to stand out and be different. And Taurus, I think of Taurus as a more conventional sign. Of course, there are always outliers, but with Uranus transiting Taurus, even the most stick in the mud or whatever, no, that's not the right word. What's a word that describes Taurus that refuses to change? That type of person. You're going to probably change by the time that this transit is over with. I wish I remember when it's going to leave Taurus, but it's going to be in several years, so it's not going to happen right away. You might change quite a bit by the time this is over with, and that would be a good thing because Uranus is all about being your own person. In this Hierophant in the challenge position, I mean, if this is the kind of work, maybe you're holding on or waiting for a job that really isn't, that you've outgrown, whatever that is. It's like a comfort zone type of a job. And the thing that would really interest you is more offbeat. It's a little bit different, but you're afraid of being different. You're afraid of not fitting in. And some people just don't fit in. Sometimes when I do private readings, people have Uranus in the 12th house, and that can indicate, kind of hiding your freak flag, not wanting to show that you're different because the person doesn't want to draw attention to themselves. And as far as I'm concerned, being your own person is so, so important. Even if you're more like old-fashioned or conventional, you can still have that side to you that is very unique and that you're not afraid to seem weird to other people. And also, too, with the Hierophant in reverse, it's like if you really want marriage, because the Hierophant can be about marriage. And when I say marriage, I mean committed partnership. And you are in some kind of a situation that isn't supportive of that, then you're doing exactly the opposite. And so, how do you expect to get something that has that you're doing the exact opposite of? What's coming in is the Nine of Cups, which is really nice because this is the wish fulfillment card. I think I just got this for Virgo. And this is the card of something happening. It's like winning the lottery, and all of a sudden you feel this sense of well-being, not surprisingly. There might be a situation that is leading you, you getting something that you want. So maybe that is what the Hangman represents. And being able to feel that sense of getting what you want and being happy about it. In some cases, they show the person who is like the cat that got the cream. I guess that's what they say in England. We say that the cat that got the canary in the United States. Where there's almost like a gloating quality because it's like, look at me now type of thing. But even when somebody does that, it's not malicious. It's because they feel like they got the short end of the stick for so long, and now it's like they finally have their ship coming in. And it's, to me, it's not like they're trying to rub it in or lord it over anyone. But maybe they were dealing with people who didn't have, who didn't seem to want the best for them. So if something happens in this time frame in the next week or so, Taurus, be very open to it. And like if you're listening, watching this when I'm recording this, which is on March 7th, and we're talking about in the next 10 days or so, something really wonderful happens to you. Don't, totally embrace it, or you're thinking that this could happen. I mean, this is a YouTube reading, so I'm not saying that everybody's going to experience such a wonderful thing, but you know what? You can at least claim it. You can at least believe that it's possible. That really is a lot of, to me, what the law of attraction is about even thinking that's in the realm of possibility. So many people reject the good because they're in such a pessimistic mindset. And I think part of that too is learning to love yourself more, because when you do, you'll believe that you are worthy of it. It's amazing. It seems like a no-brainer, but it really is sometimes difficult to feel like you're worthy of good things because maybe you've been conditioned to think otherwise. And the outcome is the Lover's card. I got this for somebody else, and I was saying it was kind of hippie-ish, but I just like the colors and stuff. And this can be a choice. I mean, obviously it can be experiencing love, experiencing that intimacy that you've been yearning for, perhaps. But aside from that, this card is associated with Gemini and can be a choice. And, like, it's kind of interesting because the Hangman suggests that you're waiting for something, but what if you get that thing and it still is, you're still thinking that there's something else that you want, or that it's not exactly what you need. And that's an interesting take on it, because I was going to say that, in Buddhism, they have the Four Noble Truths. One of them is that, sometimes suffering comes from getting what you want, because all of a sudden you have to contend with the fact that this fantasy that you thought was going to just put you over the top in bliss, you know, yeah, maybe you feel okay, but you don't necessarily, it hasn't, solved all your problems. And maybe it's created other dilemmas that you have to choose from. So it's a very interesting thing, but this can also be something to do with having, maybe you have like multiple opportunities with something. Maybe you were waiting for a job offer and now you have two and you have to decide. And that's a good problem to have. Okay, Taurus, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, you can find me at rainaMoonAstrology.com. The link is below. Take care. Bye.